Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here, Safi Financial Late Board, March 25, 2025. S&P 500 had another uptick momentum to the upside. We kind of like a recapture SMA 200 and SMA 20 at the same time last 2 days. Pretty bullish for the market, but be mindful about this because we're going to just see market tackling this area, and it's going to be a very important, decisive area for the market. So we may see some kind of like a hiccup or pullback, especially to this gap. And I would say this is going to be very, very important level because if market is getting back to the upside and breaking through, we are heading for a double top or even new all-time high. However, if market doesn't go higher and getting back to the downside, let me just clean up this area here as well. If market is just getting back to the downside, then we are going to see a nice breaking through to the downside, acceleration to the downside, and we're going to head to this area, which is going to be 5,100, 5,000 area. So that's going to be the resumption of this bearish momentum. I don't think that's going to happen. This is my 51.49 percentage that I'm kind of like inclined to that a higher low, and then getting back to the upside at least for a double top or even new all-time high. But there are lots of actually speculation right now in the market that people are talking about. This is going to be a reversal area, and we are getting back to the downside, resuming this bearish trend line. So this is very, very hard, sharp sell-off. And usually when we have this sharp sell-off to the downside, especially 10% or so, we are heading back to the upside dramatically. And this is kind of like the same scenario. Even with this snap back to the upside, we had a sharp sell-off actually as a pullback to just pick up some orders. So we are not in that stage yet, but we may be potentially by end of this week, especially Thursday, Friday, we'll see how the weekly candle is going to close. And that's going to be very, very important as well. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to Nasdaq, which a very nice positive day today as well. So let me just bring the chart here. So Nasdaq is stochastic momentum getting into oversold condition. However, weekly stochastic momentum is just forming a very nice bold reversal. So this means in a weekly, if we close this week above 20,600, so again, very, very important, 20,600, we are forming a nice bullish setup for any correction, could be a rally or buying opportunity to the upside for potential new all-time high. But if we cannot get above this level, or if we get above this level coming back down sharply, that would be very bearish signal, and we are heading to the downside to 18,000, even 17,000. So we'll see how it goes. But right now, the formation actually doesn't tell me any reversal is coming. We are heading to SMA 200 today. And if we recapture that one above 2,000, 20,400, that would be very, very nice scenario to tackling 20,600 and above. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to the US 30, which is Dow Jones. Dow Jones' stochastic momentum is getting back to bear reversal or overbought condition. We're waiting for bear reversal to finish. And also we are getting to important pivotal point here. This is the supply area that initiate this sell-off, and we are now getting back to the upside. Right now, it's going to be fresh zone for sure. We will see some kind of like a hiccups. I don't know if it's going to be hiccups or just a resumption to the downtrend. Right now, the stochastic momentum, everything actually is getting kind of like on a bull side. We recapture SMA 20 and 200 same time yesterday. And today we just got positive candle today as well. I know it is doji because we are getting to this supply area. And even if we head higher, so that 43,000 or even 43,400, that's the area that I'm looking at for a market to at least buyers take profit and hedging themselves. Moving on to gold, let me just bring the chart here. So gold is just forming a positive bar after 3 days consecutive low. Still looking for as like a small bearish consolidation. We may see sell-off continuing to the downside. If we get below 3,000 area, then 29.55 is coming down the road, and we can get to this area. So we'll see how it goes as a corrective move. There is nothing wrong with it. Gold miners and also The other names like copper hit the all-time high today. Fantastic scenario for copper. Moving on to silver. Silver is the scenario that we are seeing a very nice bull flag here. So we just got a snap back to the upside. That was just a correction around 32.70, and right now we are getting back above $33, 33.72. If we get above this pivotal point, I would say silver pave its way for a higher prices, a rally to the upside potentially to 44. That's going to be my target this year. Crude just getting back to the upside today after Wacky Day, just going down and then getting back to the upside. Crude $71, $72. That's going to be a huge resistance. Another huge resistance is going to be 73 to $74. Very, very important area for crude. Moving on to individual names, Bitcoin just getting a positive day, still forming, trying to breaking through above this trend line. If you just touch this head here and then connecting to this pivotal point, continuing to the downside, then we are going to see this trend line is forming a sharp short-term decline to the downside. Right now, it's just forming a nice divergence here between these two pivots and getting back to the upside. We need to get above 94,000 to see more bullish development on Bitcoin. Otherwise, this rally is going to be dead cat bounce. Ethereum is the same. Ethereum actually has a hard time to get above 25 to 2,900. So we will see how it goes with Ethereum. So this is very, very important level. We need to get about 3,000 to give it a benefit of that, the bullish momentum. Bond yield just getting back to the downside. As I said, any rally could be a sell for bond yield. It's struggling to hold itself above 4%. If bond yield is getting back to the downside, that is going to be a bad news for the stock market, just because money is flowing to the bond. Seems like it's forming a weekly bull flag here since this February bottom, forming a pole. Right now, it's just consolidating nicely around 90 to 92. Any tackle to the upside, 93 to 94, is going to be a great move to the upside. VIX is going down sharply. So this is the same scenario that I was talking about. VIX topped, stock market bottom, and VIX is getting to the bottom potentially for a stock market short-term top. And that would be around $16 VIX. Dixie just heading down today. Not a bad day. Dead cat bounced nicely. W pattern formed. The maximum target that I have is 105. After that, I'm not sure. Apple on the technology board had a fantastic move. 220 recaptured. 223. Right now, it's heading to 227. Amazon is just a resumption of its reversal to the upside, second consecutive day after yesterday. Nice pop. Today, 205 recapture 200 and stay above it. 215 is going to be the reversal. Meta is forming a nice pop, but heading to 627 and rejected. So this is very, very important. 630 to 640. That's very, very important level for Meta. Microsoft is still lagging, but getting back to its bullish momentum right now. It's just forming a consolidation just below 400. We need to see Microsoft recapture for 10 minimum on a daily close to give it bullish momentum or bullish bias to 440. Google, the same scenario, getting back to the upside. We need to see Google get above 184 for its bullish momentum. Netflix, nice surge to the upside. Great move, 997, 998 after hours, just getting above this supply area, which is bullish. But again, if we get above this, we're going to see this top resistance is coming for Netflix. Tesla nicely surging higher today. So it's kind of like confirming my analysis. At least for short term, we can see Tesla 309 to 325. But after that, I'm not sure if Tesla is getting back above this. Still, charts actually have some more room to the upside. So that tells me stock market generally can be a positive this week. Semiconductor index just had the hiccup today, so it's just getting to this white range bar. That's why market is just trying to take profit. But if we get above 240, that's going to be a bullish momentum, 245 and then 255. Sucks the same pattern here, the same scenario. We can get to 220 for a short term, but right now it is struggling to hold itself above 200. Taiwan Semiconductor, after a nice pop yesterday, just forming a bearish candle today because of this wide range bar and this pivotal point. We can see consolidation for the next tackle to 190. AMD just nicely higher today after just a following through yesterday pop. AMD, I would say, is going to be a strong resistance here, 116 to 120. We may see some kind of like a choppy, sloppy consolidation here for the next rally to the upside. I would say AMD bottom, like Nvidia, is forming a nice choppy consolidation here, and this is going to be a bull flag for tackling to 132 to 140. Texas Instrument just heading 183 to 188. And this is in wide range bar. This is in this gap, and this is kind of like the resistance area that we need to see. It's a chopping formation, and then it's getting to the bull flag and getting back to the upside. We need to see a choppy formation here to just beat up the sell orders through this gap. Lamb Research, the same pattern here, just forming a nice scenario, just getting back to the upside and forming a kind of like consolidation below $80. If we get above $80, then it can go higher to 92. XLF Financial Spider just getting higher today nicely, just to getting through this wide range bar. I would say 51 to 51.63. That's the huge gap there. So it's forming right at the top. It is very, very important to see how market is getting close. Above it, 56 for KBE is going to be the target. KRE, the gap actually is very close here, $60 area. Right now we are at 58. JP Morgan is the same. Here is the gap, 254 to 260. That's the area. Goldman Sachs, the same here, 600 area is going to be a very important resistance here. Bank of America, look at this gap here, $45. Just keep an eye on that one. And also Wells Fargo, here's the gap, 76. So all in all of them have the same pattern here. When you see a gap in different stocks in one sector, this means they're heading to that gap, but I'm not sure what's going to happen after that. We need to just be a water, and we need to be very, very flexible, and we need to shape ourselves in any kind of like a ball if we are pouring. So the market needs our flexibility, otherwise we are going to be smoked. GDX, today we just got a nice pop today, but this is a rejection. I would say still choppy consolidation could be a very good pattern for GDX. GDXJ, the same pattern. This is a shooting star at the top. I would say we may go down and then get it back to the upside. This is going to be a choppy consolidation for next rally. AEM, the same pattern here. Newmont actually is forming the same pattern here. You see that the gold barrick is forming better pattern, but still choppy consolidation could be very, very nice pattern for the next rally to 2021. XLE Energy Spider just heading to this top here and then rejection. I would say energy market is getting better and better. Exxon, if you see that, this is very, very nice scenario to get into this supply area rejected, but this rejection is not huge. Chevron, the same pattern here, just getting to 168, 166. After a while, you see that the Chevron actually cannot get it since May 2024. So we are getting back to the price that we were in last year. And right now, the bullish confirmation in a weekly and monthly chart is very, very important. And I would say energy market can outperform the rest of the stocks in the later, I would say, second half of this year. So we will see how it goes. All right, folks, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel. I'm going to read all your comments as well. Have a fantastic evening. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.